The Justice Department says 12 individuals brandished firearms and at least 6 individuals fired their weapons. 3 men have been charged with illegal firearms trafficking and straw purchases following last month's mass shooting in Kansas City that left 1 person dead following the Chiefs' Super Bowl victory parade. According to the Justice Department, a total of 12 people brandished firearms and at least 6 individuals fired their weapons that day, resulting in 20 being injured, including 11 children. Police recovered several firearms, spent shell casings, and other items of evidentiary value from the scene. Authorities say 2 firearms recovered from the scene of the mass shooting are cited in 2 separate federal criminal complaints in Kansas City. One of those weapons, an Anderson Manufacturing AM-15.223 caliber pistol, was recovered from the scene of the shooting. The loaded pistol was found along the wall with a backpack next to 2 AR-15 style firearms and backpacks. Authorities say it's believed that because the pistol was in fire position and there were 26 live rounds in the magazine, it may have fired several rounds before it was discarded. The magazine is capable of holding up to 30 rounds. Fido Antonio Manning, 22, was charged in a 12-count criminal complaint. Ronald Dwayne Williams, Jr., 21, and Chylin Hendrick Groves, 19, were charged in a 4-count federal criminal complaint. The feds allege in the criminal complaint that the AM-15 pistol was purchased by Manning in Lee's Summit, Missouri in August 2022. The affidavit alleges Manning illegally trafficked dozens of firearms, including many Anderson Manufacturing AM-15 firearms. The second firearm recovered from the scene was a Stag Arms .300 caliber pistol. It's alleged in the affidavit that Williams purchased the weapon at a gun show last November. It's alleged Williams bought the weapon for Groves, who accompanied him to the gun show but was too young to legally purchase the firearm himself. In the press release announcing the charges, the Justice Department emphasized it's not alleging Manning, Williams, or Groves were among the shooters at Union Station, the site of the mass shooting. The feds instead accused the trio of being involved in straw purchases and trafficking firearms. These cases underscore the importance of enforcing federal firearms laws, said U.S. Attorney Teresa Moore in a statement. Stopping straw buyers and preventing illegal firearms trafficking is our first line of defense against gun violence. At least 2 of the firearms recovered from the scene of the mass shooting at Union Station were illegally purchased or trafficked. We work diligently with our law enforcement partners to keep firearms out of the hands of criminals by investigating and prosecuting those who illegally buy and sell dangerous weapons. The charges come nearly a month after authorities announced 2 Kansas City men are facing murder charges in connection with the homicide and non-fatal shootings outside Union Station, following the Kansas City Chiefs victory parade and rally. According to a release sent out by Jackson County Prosecutor Gene Peters Baker, Dominic M. Miller of Kansas City and Lindell Mays of Raytown are each facing murder in the 2nd degree and 2 counts of armed criminal action and unlawful use of a weapon. According to court records, the defendants attended a Super Bowl parade and rally on February 14 and were armed with firearms, the release read. A verbal altercation occurred and gunfire broke out with no regard for thousands of other individuals in the area. Both defendants are being held on a $1 million bond. The charges for Miller and Mays came days after the Jackson County Family Court Division announced that 2 juveniles were charged and are in custody at a juvenile detention center for their involvement with the mass shooting. Because the 2 charged individuals are juveniles, their names will not be released and future hearings are not open to the public pursuant to Missouri law. According to the Jackson County Family Court Division, the juveniles are being held on gun-related charges and resisting arrest. Officials said they anticipate additional charges as the Kansas City Police Department's investigation continues to run its course. Baker also released a statement saying her office regularly works with juvenile court officers on cases, and we have worked with them on this case as well. Though we do not oversee or supervise the juvenile officers, we work closely with them, the statement continued. We expect to be at future hearings regarding these individuals who were charged today in family court. We will continue to work closely with all authorities as the investigation continues. We are grateful for the collaboration and partnership with these juvenile officers. And we will continue to work closely with the police investigative team overseeing their investigation of this mass shooting. We plan to have no further comment today. As Kansas City Police Chief Stacey Graves shared on Saturday, a total of 23 people were shot near Union Station and 1 person died. The deceased person was identified as Lisa Lopez Galvan, a mother of 2, diehard Chiefs fan and popular DJ and radio host at KKFI's 90.1 FM. She was 43. Taylor Swift not only offered her condolences to the Lopez-Galvan family, but the songstress also contributed $100,000 to the family's GoFundMe. We are still learning about her, but know that she is beloved by many, Graves said at a news conference. To her family and friends, we are with you and we are working tirelessly to investigate her murder. A preliminary investigation showed the mass shooting stemmed from an apparent dispute between several people that ended in gunfire. The 22 other shooting victims range in age between 8 and 47 years old, and at least half of the victims are under the age of 16. The investigation remains active and ongoing. After the charges for Miller and Mays were announced, Graves released another statement. Almost immediately after Wednesday's shootings happened at Union Station, our investigators determined Dominic Emma Miller, an adult, and Lindell Mays, an adult, were two of the shooters, she stated. I am grateful that the Jackson County Prosecutor's Office has charged Miller and Mays with murder and other felonies as consequences of their reckless actions. The prosecutor's office has my full confidence in the handling and prosecution of this case. Both Miller and Mays were struck by gunfire at the incident and have been hospitalized since. These suspects are in addition to the two juveniles charged last week. Our investigation continues at full velocity. Teams of detectives are working non-stop to ensure that anyone else responsible for the shootings is apprehended and that they receive the maximum punishment allowed by law, she added. Graves concluded by saying, Kansas City is KCPD's beloved home. We will not relent in our pursuit of the justice. If you want to hear more news, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to channel.